Imagine a world where castles are not built of stone, not of glass, not of steel, but of slime. A world where the architect is not a king or a queen, but a tiny, almost invisible creature drifting in the midnight waters of the ocean. This is the larvation. Its scientific name is Bathycordius, but scientists joke that almost no one remembers it. Instead, they call it the ghost architect of the sea. And for good reason. The larvation spends its life inside a bubble palace of its own making. To us, slime is messy, disgusting, a thing to wash off. To the larvation, it is art. It is engineering. It is survival. With its body, barely a few centimeters long, it produces a transparent bubble that can stretch meters across, bigger than a human body, sometimes bigger than a car. Inside this bubble, it floats like a wizard inside a crystal ball. But this palace is not for beauty. It is a filter. The larvation pumps water through it, straining out particles of food, plankton, algae, tiny fragments drifting in the deep. Every fold, every chamber of the bubble is like a pipe organ directing the water in perfect patterns. It is not random. It is design. It is architecture. And then when the palace is clogged with waste, the ghost abandons it. The entire bubble collapses and sinks, drifting downward into the abyss. There it becomes part of the Earth's biological pump, carrying carbon from the surface down into the depths, locking it away for centuries. Thousands of these abandoned castles fall every day, invisible to us but crucial to the health of the planet. In their tiny way, larvations clean the ocean and slow down the warming of our world. Think of it, one of the most powerful machines fighting climate change is not a factory, not a government program, but a fragile creature with a slimy house. Scientists struggled for decades to see these beings in their natural form. Their bubbles collapse at the slightest touch. Submarines crushed them. Nets tore them apart. Only with modern robotics and cameras suspended in the deep have we finally seen the ghost in its castle. What they filmed shocked them. Living cathedrals of slime, pulsing gently, with the architect sitting at the heart like a beating soul. Children might call it a jelly ghost. Engineers might call it the ultimate filter. Poets might call it a dream drifting in darkness. But it is all three. The larvation is not alone. In experiments, scientists discovered that its castles are the most efficient filtration system in the known ocean. Better than clams, better than sponges. It is a cleaner, a recycler, a builder. In a way, it is an ocean janitor in disguise. And yet for all this, almost no human has seen one with their own eyes. To glimpse a Bathycordius is like glimpsing a unicorn. You can study its traces, you can imagine it, but to watch it live in its transparent fortress is to see science and myth touch hands. Henry David Thoreau once wrote, "This world is but a canvas to our imagination." For the larvation, the world truly is a canvas and slime is its brush. It paints castles, only to throw them away again and again. A cycle of creation and destruction, invisible in the dark but essential for life. Now imagine this, a kitten building a Lego fortress, brick by brick, only to abandon it and start again. That is the larvation, playful, fragile, unstoppable. But beneath the play there is philosophy. Each castle, though discarded, is not wasted. It drifts downward, feeding other creatures, locking carbon, shaping ecosystems. There is no loss. There is transformation. As Albert Camus once said, "In the midst of winter I found there was within me an invincible summer." For the larvation, in the midst of darkness, there is an invincible castle. And if this little ghost can build worlds of slime, what excuse do we have to believe the world is dull? If this journey into the depths touched you, I ask for something small. Help keep these stories alive. This channel is still fragile, still young, just like the larvation in its castle. Every bit of support is like a bubble in the ocean, carrying us further. The link is in the description. Walk with us into the deep, and more castles will rise. So remember, the ocean is not empty. It is full of ghosts, builders, architects, and janitors. And among them all, the larvation is king, a king who rules not with a crown, but with slime. Because sometimes the smallest creature carries the largest truth. That survival is not about power, but about imagination.